opportunities out there. Today's guest will be talking about grants for your business, and he'll be focusing on the US. So if your business is in the US and you're looking for grants in the US for your business, this would be perfect for you. But even though your business is anywhere else, at least you might pick one or two things, maybe the tools for searching for grants, managing grants, mistakes you might make looking for grants and things like that. So our guest today is Matthew Lesko on the Tech Your Business podcast. So welcome to the show, Matthew.
Oh, pleasure. No, I was surprised that, we're all the way around the world doing this. I'm talking about America, but what people don't know, I think, too. So if you're in Nigeria now or wherever, like you could come to America as as a citizen. I mean, not as a citizen, as a guest and start a business, and they give you grants to start a business. So you could come from any country in the world, and they'll help you start a business in America with money and help and everything. And it's in every county, every city, no matter what. So if you have a girlfriend in in South Carolina or in Montana, there'll be free help and money to help you start or expand any kind of business.
Wow.
But people don't know, they don't advertise. And you see, the problem with America is Google. This is why people don't find the free money. Google is there to help you spend money. So everybody in Google wants to get money from you. Okay, so that's why people go there and they look for a grant in Google, and all they're going to wind up is spending money on something. And you don't have to, because 40% of everything in America gives out money. 60% is capitalism. And I think I have a chart here. 60% is capitalism that wants to get money from you. But 40% wants to give money to you. And that's what I'm trying to show people, how to use that 40%. Here's the chart I'm looking for. Here, this is the chart, okay? So the yellow part is capitalism, and that's about 40% of all the economic activity in the United States. 60% is capitalism, but 40% is what I call the community. That's where people help people. Whether your house is on fire and your neighbor comes and helps you, they don't ask you for a credit card first. They just help you, right? And so the same way with a business. These organizations, don't ask for a credit card they just want to help you start a business. And that's what I'm trying to teach America, that is not in Google. And so you'll never find them. And the rich people use it. I mean, all the billionaires are billionaires because of government programs. And right now we have a new president coming, and his favorite friend now is another billionaire.
Yeah.
That billionaire already got like $4 or $5 billion from the government, but he smells more money.
Wow.
And see, for capitalism, for a capitalist, which he calls himself a capitalist, he smells more money in the community system than in the capitalist system. So he gets all this money in the community system with the government and nonprofit organizations to grow his business. That's why he's attached to the hip of Donald Trump, so he could get a lot more money. We have to teach the average person to do that in our states, and we don't. And that's what I've been doing for 50 years, trying to get people to understand that. And 50 years, I still haven't done much.
I think I agree with you on the Google part, because I recently started a new project, a new podcast in the late last year in the green tech space. And for that, since it wasn't directly related to our business, I was like, okay, let's look for maybe ways that it can be funded, because everything this so far is funded by the business. I'm like, okay, let's look for ways that can be funded out of this thing. And you go on looking for grants, and they're telling you, oh, apply for this group, or get this subscription, or get this. I'm not really getting the real thing. So I think that's one thing you said that I really have experienced, and I really agree with.
Yeah, no, Google is to make people money. So they pay for advertising in Google. So that means if they're paying for advertising, they have to get money from you if they're in Google in order to pay Google. And that's what it goes around. But see, the community programs don't have to get money from you. They give money to you. And so it's a whole different game that we're not taught how to use. And the rich people find it out because they smell money and they'll do anything to get it.
Yeah. So you mentioned you've been teaching businesses about this for about 50 years now.
Yes.
So what got you to doing this, to focusing on this, to wanting to help businesses know about these opportunities?
Well, what started it really is failure. I failed at everything else I was trying to do. You're in tech now. I was in tech back in the 70s. So I have an MBA in computers back in the 70s, and I was a professor in college teaching computer science, and started a software company that failed. I had another company that failed. And then what I was doing research started a business that do research for rich people. Rich people pay for anything as long as they don't have to do the work. Particularly if it's going to help them make money, man, they'll give you a lot. So what I would do is go to these rich Fortune 500 companies who are my clients, and I do research on trying to find out where they could make more money, where they could buy businesses and stuff like that. And I was living in Washington, so I go to the libraries, and the Washington had libraries for everything because every government agency has a special library. So a client of mine wanted to invest in Maine potatoes, as an investment. So I'd go down to the Department of Agriculture library, and I do research there about what's hot, what's not in Maine potatoes, and how to make money and all this kind of stuff. And I do the research. But then the librarian said, hey, you don't want to study here. You want to go talk to Charlie Porter, who's the potato expert in the government. So the government in Washington had a potato expert. His name was Charlie Porter at the time. And he's got a master's and a PhD in some form of agriculture and potatoes. And he studied this stuff for 20 years. And I would find him in an office, and we'd sit, and I couldn't get out of his office. I mean, he'd been studying this stuff for 30 years. No one's ever asked him about it. The government doesn't know he's there anymore. His wife doesn't want to hear anything more about potatoes. So he would give me all this stuff and studies that they just spent millions of dollars on and everything. And I'd take his name off, put my name on it, and sell it to my clients for tens of thousands of dollars. And what shocked me is that a kid like me from a small coal mining town could do this. And where I grew up, man, I had no idea the government had this kind of help and information and money. I mean, I grew up thinking that the government was the post office, or the division of motor vehicles, and that was it. And I see all this stuff that the rich people were living off, and the average person doesn't know. And so I couldn't charge them my fees that I was doing for Fortune 500. So I started writing books and trying to educate people that way. And had a couple New York Times bestsellers, 2 of them, sold a lot of books. And then I did infomercials and things like that, but mostly through books. But now I could help much better. We have what I call a community. So I started a community of about 20,000, we have about maybe about 12,000 active people that help each other get grants. In other words, it's not only me, it's the other people. When they get a grant, then they're able to help other people, and they love helping people. And that's why I'm in this work too, because the biggest joy of using our services or using ourselves is by helping other people. We want to love people, right? So we love people through personal relationships and through professional relationships. And love is all about giving. So how much can you give, before you die? It's really what it boils down to. And that's what I do. And will do. I'm 81 now, but I figure I have about 10, 15 years maybe to keep doing this. And there's nothing more I want to do. And when I see the results, and through this community, which is only $20, I used to charge my clients tens of thousands of dollars. So for only $20, I could get them help on how to find these programs and apply for it and solve any problems and whatever. And it's just terrific.
Wow, wow, that's a great story. So now I have one question about grants. A lot of people feel that grants are only for non-profits. So for the people who have the LLCs and the C corps, they might feel that these grants are not for them. So what would you say to that?
Well, that's wrong. Because initially that's what grants were for normally, but it's changed so much. Now the individual, now I just completed a listing of grants, personal grants. 250 personal grants from the government with that you could apply for and your income could be over $100,000. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and these are to live on, just living grants. And for LLC, no. And actually, now, nonprofit grants, that's a different thing. And that's where you probably need, you may need a grant writer for a nonprofit. For a business or an individual, you probably won't. You'll never need a grant writer because they want you to start a business. You get all the help you want to start a business. And so even filling out the applications. And see, a business creates jobs. I mean, nonprofits do that too, but there's more businesses creating jobs. And that's what they want, new people to start a business of their own so they'll have a job for themselves or hire people and create more jobs. Because politicians who really pass the laws to give out the grants, if everybody's working and happy, then they'll get reelected. They won't get reelected. So they give away money for you to do stuff, you know, and that's what's important. And never worry about the application. That's the last thing you worry about, because it's sort of like, I don't know if you have proms in high school where you live, you know, senior prom. Okay, so figuring out how to write a grant is sort of like buying a prom dress before you get an invite to the prom. So you want to first get an invite to the prom. And to do that for grants, you got to find the right place to start with. Okay, that's important. So anybody in America, can you go online and I can show you a website?
Okay.
All right. Go to Eda.gov. Oh, I worry about your Eda.gov.
Okay, that's economic
development, right.
Administration.
Okay. Up in the tabs up on top, there's one for like reports or help or something like that. I forget. Do you see any of the tab on
resources and tools, find open funding, work on programs.
Local programs we're looking for. Resources and tools.
Okay.
Resources and tools. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go down to Economic Development Directory.
Okay.
And there, where you do is put in your state. What state do you want to start a business in?
Let's say Chicago.
Okay, so that's the state of Illinois.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Illinois.
So go to Illinois, click on Illinois.
Okay.
And there you get a whole list of websites, right?
Whoa.
Okay. There's like 20 or 30 there, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So every one of those websites get paid by the government to help you start a business in Illinois.
Wow.
Every one of them.
Wow.
And they help you find money. They help you find technology that you need help with. They help you find legal help. They help you find employees to hire. They help you get money to hire and train your employees for free. I mean, all this stuff. And every state has that.
Wow.
That's what you have to learn how to use is there. You find that. And the key to getting all that help is your phone, is talking to people, not going online and think you understand what they're saying. It can't. I mean, it's too complicated and you don't do it that much to it. So you call up and you don't have to know what to say. You just say, hey, I want to start a business. Can you help me? That's all you have to know. And you try to make a one-on-one appointment with them because then it becomes easier for them to help you if they could treat you as a human being and not just a digit, you know. I know you tech people like everything just on digits, but
behind the computer.
right. But it is important to help people. You want to feel that you're helping a human being and not a robot. And it's no fun to help robots. Yeah. So and also see, it plays on yours, something you use to your advantage. They want to help you more as a human being instead of a robot, because then they relate to you better and it's easier to work for you because you're not paying for them. So if you go to Google and do that, they don't give a shit if you're a kangaroo, you know, as long as you give them money.
Yeah.
But they already have their money, you know, so they're already getting paid. They're not worried about getting paid. So to help you as much as they can is for you to use your personality on how you talk to them and get them to want to spend time with you. Because if you're mean to them, they can hang up on you and it doesn't affect anything, and they'll wait for somebody else who'll be nicer and help them instead of you. So it's all a people game. And now that's even more important because there's so much information on the internet. You don't know what's right or wrong. I mean, I was just doing a video for myself on people to get free help with credit repair. Okay, now we have organizations in our government that find scammers. Okay, and they just found this, somebody was scamming on credit repair. Say they're going to repair your, and they have to give back $1.8 billion. Okay, because they've been scamming people. Because they charge you to fix up your credit repair, yeah. So they get all these money from people, they're scamming them. And they just got fined $2 billion they have to pay back to everybody. But they're still listed as number 2 in Google for credit repair. See? So you go to credit repair in Google, and they're the second most popular you know, that's what they're going to show. So you think that, you know, when they all have kinds of bullshit that makes them themselves looks great. So that's why the average person doesn't stand a chance, you know, to do that. And see, if you talk to people now, let's do the credit repair, because I think a lot of Americans have problems with credit repair. You go to this website. I don't know if you could get on there. See, some government websites, if you're not in the country, they won't let you in. But HUD, Hud.gov,
Hud.gov
/counseling.
Okay. /counseling.
Are you there or something? HUD?
Let's see. I think it's a bit. Okay, I think it's loading.
Okay. Up in the text in the beginning, it says to find a counselor or something like that.
Oh, no.
No?
I don't think this is going through.
Yeah, see, I think you're off the grid if you're not in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try another one, because another one that's really good and probably won't. Actually, an IPN or IP, what do you call that stuff? You know, that doesn't know where you're from.
IP address?
Yeah. No, not IP address. It's like being a ghost. You know, what do you call that? You know what I mean?
VPN.
Yeah, VPN. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you have a VPN?
No, not on my computer, but I should on my. Okay. Let's see. Where's my phone? Let me my phone here. Let me check. Oh, okay.
You have a VPN there?
Yeah. So let me just.
Yeah, just put Hud.gov and see.
Okay, so what's the address?
Hud.gov.
Okay. /counseling.
And then /counseling, yeah.
Okay, so let me just try and do that here. Hud.gov/counseling. Oh yeah. Oh, talk to a housing counselor.
Yeah, talk to a housing counselor. Click on that.
Okay.
Okay, have a place for a zip code to put in.
No. It just has me. Okay. This takes me to a different page where they have like a directory of counseling agencies. Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So you have the zip code, distance, dates,
Let's put
agency
it,
name.
I think in Chicago, it's 60606. Put that in.
Okay. 60606. Oh, and search.
Okay. See, all those organizations, they're all free, and you make an appointment with them to go over there. See, otherwise you're going to go to that scammer who's going to get. And these people are free. Let me show you one other one, another website that is good for anybody. Make sure you use the VPN. It's findhelp.org. FINDHELP.
Okay.
Help.
Let's go.
Findhelp.org.
Okay, the org.
ORG, yeah.
Oh, okay. Find free or reduced cost resources like food, housing, financial assistance.
See if you could put in your zip code again there. 60606.
606. Okay, so you have food, housing.
Do you see how many organizations are listed?
Wow.
How many?
Okay, so under food, we have food pantry 136, food delivery 22, emergency food 26, nutrition education 188.
So you could search there for anything you want, like rent you got to pay for, or job training, or home repair, or health care, and you get hundreds and hundreds of organizations just in your zip code. See?
Wow.
And everyone gives you money. Every one of them. Yeah. And that's why Google is just overwhelming and just you're gonna lose money. Yeah, and you can't, and particularly lower income. I'm not worried about rich people. I'm worried about people who don't have money, and how are they gonna grow in our country? Nobody,
Exactly.
I don't have to worry about rich people. That's why I help. I thought all I'm doing is helping millionaires become billionaires. Yeah, and you don't feel needed. That's like trying to date some woman who already has 500 boyfriends. What the hell? You want to be appreciated. Yeah, and to find people that you could really help, and people don't need you, then it's not rewarding experience. Maybe you pay your bills, and that's important to do. But for a long-term thing, we're here to help each other, and that's the way we grow. And there's so many people that need help. Why are we helping the people who don't need help? Yeah, and I think that is what being human is about. And it's hard to get through that. And maybe I didn't think that way at 30 years old, but I'm 80 now.
Yeah.
But it was always there a little bit, but you know, you get driven by your culture. And if your culture is capitalism, well, that's all you think that that's what you need. And, you know, I did more than I ever thought I'd do using capitalism. I still use capitalism. I believe in capitalism because if I feel capitalism is good because it teaches you if nobody wants to pay for what you're doing, why the hell are you doing it? Yeah. It's sort of like
Yeah.
you're doing something because you think they should have it, but if those people don't think they should have it, then why the hell are you doing it? Yeah. So capital is a way to quantify if what you're doing is of value to other people. Otherwise, you just think everybody should have a green hat, but nobody fucking wants a green hat, you know. And if you're smart enough, we're here to help other people and understand other people so we could help them.
True.
And I think that's what it's all about. And that's the reward, that you're really helping somebody because you're trying to give somebody something that you think is cool and they don't. You know, that's not fun at all. They keep it in a drawer and never use it. Why are you wasting your time? Yeah, with that.
Yeah. Okay, so now I think you mentioned your community earlier, where you have people helping each other find
Right.
grants. So, can you tell us the story behind that? How I know you mentioned them doing infomercials, writing a couple
Right,
of bestsellers
right.
before you got into doing building the community. So, can you tell us how you got into the community,
Yeah.
how it's helping you spread your message, and what challenges you had building it and getting it
Well, a
out?
challenge for a long time. I mean, people stopped buying reference books. What I did is sold reference books. Here's a book, a directory of all the information in Washington. Well, first of all, people didn't read reference books, so I didn't care as long as I could sell them. So, but then people stopped buying reference books. The internet came, you know, and why would you buy a big directory, an encyclopedia? You don't need an encyclopedia. You don't need a Webster's dictionary or any of those things anymore. It's all on the internet. So it took me many years to figure out. I'd try other things, you know, ebooks or other kinds of ways to train people or whatever. Didn't really, because I training means expensive, you know. And I didn't want to. I wanted something cheap for the average person. So I thought, I'll start a subscription basis on something so I could maybe generate some money and be able to pay my bills while I figure this out. And then that just took off by itself. When people were, getting something, then they were excited to tell other people about it. So right now, every day, we have maybe 3, 4, 5 hours of members that are live. They're live Zoom calls that anybody who's a member could join and ask them questions on how they got money. So it's members volunteering, to help other members. People want to give. It's in our nature to want to help other people, and also to share what they've learned, about this. So I'm not even needed anymore. And it has grown. I mean, if I had a couple hundred people, I thought, that'd be great. But already, to have 12,000 people is way beyond my dreams, and just the excitement that creates within everybody else. Because I feel that they're better teaching people how to use this than I am. Because first of all, I dress like a clown. Who could believe me? Or they think they can't relate to me because look, I don't dress like he's crazy, and maybe it's good for him, but normal people like they are telling them they did it and show them how they did it. That to me is more powerful than anything I could possibly do, and I'm so grateful that they taught me that. It wasn't by design. I believe if you have something that you want to do in life, just do it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Because if you're trying to build something that's perfect before you even get a customer, that's stupid. You just go take whatever the hell you have at the time and then start getting customer feedback on it. and that will
Yeah.
go that way, and not your friends and family. I think your friends and family are disastrous because they don't want you to fail. So you're going to tell your friends or family, hey, I'm going to do this thing, and they'll tell you why it's wrong. And that's right, and they're right, because anything you want to do that's new, especially to you, you're going to fail in one way or another. And that's why
Yeah.
all the experts in our country want you to believe that they know what will make you a success, and they don't. They're guessing, so maybe a little bit, but so you're looking for the step by step to success, and you have to build that yourself. You can't do that. Nobody else is going to work for you. And the problem is you spend a lot of money getting those step by steps, and it fails, and then you don't learn from it because you call the person an asshole who gave you the 5 steps because it didn't work. And anything you do is not going to work in the beginning. It's like learning to walk again. You learn to walk. I don't know if you have kids. My kids learn to walk. When they start to take that first step, say, don't, you're going to fall. And they are, but they have to go. And so we have to do that. Anything new we want to do, we have to fall. And so if you're looking for an expert to tell you the 5 reasons, not the 5 steps to take and never fall, I mean, that's impossible.
Yeah. True. True. Okay, so now for listeners who have heard about the helpful links you sent, and I know there is a lot more from you concerning different grants, different opportunities, and everything. So for those who want to learn more, who want to apply for grants, who want to maybe join the community and what's the best way they can reach out to you?
Letsgohelp.com. Lesko, Lesko.
Let's go help.
Help.com. Yeah, that's me. But even if you don't, I mean, those 2 organizations I gave you is a good place to start. So any spending money you need, you go to findhelp.org and put in your zip code and start calling people in the subject area you want. Any business, nonprofit, or invention, or freelance work you want to do is that Eda.gov. You go there and start calling every one of those people in that state there about getting help to do what you want. So you could start learning yourself right there. And that's why I don't want people to believe that I'm the only place to do this. If we get help, that's great. But it is public out there, no matter who you are in this country. And you don't even have to be a citizen. No. You come here and start a business. They're very happy to do that. And actually, if you put enough money up front, they give you a green card too. Yeah. Or you could just put an office here, and come in and out, a way to write off a summer vacation in the United States.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. So I think Let's.Help.com, we have the Find Help, the EDA website, everything will be in the show notes and the links for anybody who wants help getting government grants to grow your business, and at least money you have to pay back. That's very important to experiment. Very important. So thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure, Peter. Yeah, you're a sweet guy. Nice to see you smile. Are you a singer too? That deep voice, man. Are you?
I actually get that a lot. I don't know how to.
No, your voice is a great broadcasting voice and singer, maybe, or whatever. Yeah. So you have another career if you don't want to do this.
Yeah. We're not tired of tech.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, have fun. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, thank you so
Bye.
much. Yeah, I'm gonna...
It's a small world.